Welcome to another episode of Golden Nuggets, Tea and Tales, Season 2, powered by Husby, served today by Lee Jenkinson. Lee, you're the freshest guest that we've had on the show.
Thank you.
So
I think that's a thank you.
You're the youngest blood.
Yeah.
So it'll be clearer in your memory.
Yeah, definitely.
What's the one thing that you wish you knew before you embarked on your real estate career?
Oh, I would definitely say that value the relationships over the transactions.
Interesting point.
Yeah, and
what does that mean?
We'll see. Like at the beginning when you go into leasing, I can understand why, because you're just like, okay, you want money.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember at the beginning didn't really meet up with any landlords.
Mm-hmm.
When it came to the end of the transaction, didn't really have that relationship with them, follow through. It's different now though. Mm-hmm. It's different now. Speak to them. We'll have amazing relationships with owners now because I'm a bit longer in the game. Mm. But
so you were before quite hit it and quit it.
Before, yeah. Before. And then I think a lot of it comes because if I was, and this is something for all the new brokers, any rental deal that you have with an owner will eventually turn into a sale at some point.
Such an important point. Yeah.
So if you're...
And it could be even from the tenant side.
Especially the tenants, because tenants who rent are going to buy.
Eventually.
So you've got potentially for every transaction, you could have 2 sales. And at the time, because you're just so focused, you're like, oh my God, I've done a deal. I need another one.
Whereas it could be under your...
It could be there already. Yeah. And then when you move into sales, you can have this amazing list of like 30, 40, 50 potential clients. I'm not just trying to build up that relationship. Be like, hey, do you remember me? A year ago, I rented you out a property and I haven't spoke for a year. Whereas the thing is now and especially because I've transitioned into sales and then now that I'm in sales, I can see the huge benefit of just nurturing every single relationship every single person that you speak to and deal with should be a relationship that you nurture over the next 5 to 10 years. Even if it's people that you've just viewed with.
Yeah. Just because they didn't close through you doesn't mean they're not a potential in the future.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So everybody you interact with.
Every single person. Even people that I do viewings with are now people that receive my phone books who I follow up with. And even if they buy through someone else, I make it clear to them that I'm really, really happy for you that you have purchased this property. But by the way, nothing the way my approach to everyone else in this community, you're essentially another outreach, an outreach point. Because if they've bought a property now, in a couple of years, they may buy off plan. They may buy another property. They will sell that property at some point. Yeah. So it's exceptionally important in my opinion, to really nurture all of the relationships. And if you're doing it the way that I feel that my approach to it in regards to videos, everything like that, it's it just makes the job a lot more enjoyable than feel like you're constantly just pissing people off. And just ringing them all the time.
But what does that actually look like? How do you nurture a relationship?
Well, the thing is, when it comes to, say, myself, like I have this outreach that I do every single month. That I do every single month with all clients and everything. And I never, ever ask anyone for a listing. Because I feel then you're going from
salesy.
A consultant to getting really, really salesy.
Right.
Whereas now the way that I have positioned myself in my market and my communities is I have a great point of value and information, as opposed to someone who just always wants a transaction. Okay. And I do that through calls every month, videos, messages, updates on the market.
Right. So you'll send a bespoke video, just giving them an update, not expecting anything back, just keeping them updated on whatever it is that may interest them.
Yeah.
Where did you pick that up from?
Mark.
At DXB Success.
At DXB Success.
All right. Tell us about that.
So DXB Success. So the previous company I worked for, it was just a startup. So I was like the first broker for that company. And the managing partners, he went to a lot of different CEOs and all, and then spoke to Mark. And then he got us tickets for this DXB Success. Went to DXB Success. Great breakfast, by the way. Before we get into it, went to DXB Success, and they just sort of took you through this sort of step-by-step way to engage with owners engage with clients. And it's something that I'd been doing from like January time. So to actually see people like Talia McKinney, who was over from Sirhant.
Right.
That's
Ryan
Sirhant, of
Sirhant,
course.
yep.
And she done like a 30-day Instagram challenge, and I've done it every single day. So me and her are mates now.
Okay.
But that DXB Success, it was amazing because it was really, really experienced figureheads, like the owner of Dacia.
Alessia, yeah, good friend of mine.
Alessia. The owner of Aqua Properties.
Paul Christodoulou, also been on the show.
Is that how you pronounce his name?
Yeah.
I could never quite get the...
Christodoulou, or Christodoulou. Can't remember. He did tell
because
me.
he saved on my phone. But
Christodoulou.
Sorry, Paul. But yeah, so all them figureheads that were just talking about their different approaches. And for me, it was something I had already been doing for a couple of months. And it was phenomenal, actually, because it just seemed... it give you sort of validation of the approach that I was taking.
So it's very easy for a lot of people to kind of spend money to go to these events or shows or talks, and there's a lot of kind of day conferences and stuff. The most important thing is that you take something away and you execute it. So from DXB Success, what were your key takeaways? And be honest, what did you execute and what are you yet to execute on?
Well, I have to say that through that, my notebook was full. I was literally, because anytime I meet Mark, I'm sitting here, I was like, calm down, I need to say that. And I was actually taking photos of each of the slides to going home. So one of the ones was like, okay, you're going in week 1, you're calling, and the next week you've got another thing, you've got different points to do every week. And I can wholeheartedly say that the stuff that I took away from that, I implemented immediately.
Drop some. Give us some.
So like stuff like when you're week 1 you're sending a video, then the next week then you're just following up on the video, then the next week you're off plan, and then you're starting to really do that approach to such an extent that it's actually going to transition into something that's actually worthwhile.
Okay.
I would say that was the main thing I took away. Also, Talia McKinney about the 30-day Instagram challenge, which was hilarious because...
Did you do it? You
every single day. Talia McKinney's one of the team leaders for Sirhant. And Talia McKinney's mum actually messaged me over Instagram.
Really?
Saying congratulations, blah, blah, blah. Anyway.
So what's the 30-day challenge?
30-day challenge was you have to post a story every single day for 30 days.
Saying, doing.
Just doing what your normal day in the real estate life. And I had done mine every single day, compiled it into a video, which is on my Instagram now. And during that 30 days, we actually went to Pakistan. Not my usual holiday destination. Went to Pakistan. The previous company took us there. Went on another trip as well. But it was funny when you're just looking back and seeing all the different things you done in the month. And then when you're talking about the things that you take away from conferences. So if I go, like I went to one a couple of weeks ago. Fam was on and Rand Sirhant was a speaker.
Course,
coming back to the mindfulness thing, he said, write down something of where you see yourself in 2 years, about the money you've made, blah, blah, blah. And then that's what I took away from that. Because any of these you go to, okay, you may get motivated and all, but if you can take just, in my opinion, if you take one thing away from them, then it's an exceptionally valuable thing.
All right. Thank you very much for that.
You're very welcome.
Catch us on the next episode.